Hi everyone, it's Chloe from Papercraft Menagerie, and today I am starting a new journal. This series is where I'm going to choose a colour and make a journal using just that colour. It probably won't be just one colour, I should say maybe two colours, because I plan on making it kind of grungy as well. So I'll use the grungy browns as well as the colour. So I have chosen green, and I've got this beautiful green material I'm going to use for the cover. Haven't made any plans for the pages or anything yet, but we'll get there when we get there. I chose green because on my walk this morning I found this lovely little bit of wood that I wanted to give a go at putting on a cover. It won't obviously be the entire cover, but I'll cut out a little section and put it on. I'd say I'll be sewing it on, but again, we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, I think the colours will be green and kind of grungy browns and greys. So to get started, I am going to be using this envelope as the base and plan on sewing this material onto the envelope to use as kind of the front cover. And I am going to find a green paper. I think I have some hand dyed green papers, which I'll go looking for. Hopefully I've still got them and haven't used them all, and I thought that will look really nice on the front. Okay, so I found it. I did have some left, thank God. So I'm going to use the darker side, I think. I think it'll just go, no, maybe the lighter side. I'm going to also cut this envelope down to this size, just to make it a little bit easier with the sewing machine. So I'll just do that now. Doesn't have to be exact, but just close. Because this one I'm thinking about making it a little bit more of a rougher kind of journal. I think that kind of suits the nature kind of feel. Lining it up perfect, and then because there's a little chunk out of there, no, we'll keep it. I was gonna say we'll cut it low enough so that chunk doesn't matter, but I would just use a zigzag stitch on that part so that we can make sure we capture all the paper. So I'll also cut the material down to size as well. So I think what I'll do is I'll just spread it out. Maybe if there is a flatter part, it hasn't quite got so many wrinkles, it might be a bit easier. I'm just going to take my sewing machine out, and I'm just going to line them up and use some sort of clips to hold them in place, and then sew around all four of the edges. So I've sewn it on. I alternated between the straight stitch and the zigzag stitch, and we did the material on one side and the paper on the other. There's a couple of parts that are sticking out, but because I'm kind of wanting it to be grungy and messy kind of a journal, I'm thinking I will probably leave them, and we can cut them off later if they don't fit what I'm going for. So I think rather than having an actual spine, what I'll do is I'll fold it in half and make it a soft cover, soft spine, and just have a single signature in there. So it is a little harder to fold it when it's stitched together because the material will stretch but the papers won't. So where you've stitched it, it pulls a little. So it can just be a little bit harder to fold the spine. but I find it easier to do it afterwards anyway than to do it before and try and line it all up. So that will be our spine. And then, like I said, we'll just do one little signature in there. And this, I think, will be our front cover. Yeah, I think we'll do that one as the front cover. And so I want to put this on there. It is pretty dry and not very stretchy. So I'm hoping that the soft spine is enough to support it. I think it should be. I'm just also not sure if this will cut, but if not, we'll work with something else. So I'll probably use the knife, and I'll just try, and it doesn't have to be exactly straight, but I'll just try and make it a reasonable size. I think that's cutting. It's hard to tell because the feel of it is kind of the same feel as when you cut into a mat. You know, when you're cutting papers and you can tell when you've hit the mat. So it's hard to tell if it's cut through or not. Maybe I've cut through it enough to be able to crack it. There we go, that works very well. So that'll look nice, and I think I'll just maybe do down to here. We have got a bit of a split, but I think maybe we can work with that. We'll see. Hopefully that was enough to... Not really. Let's see if I can't just... Maybe if we use this and kind of do like a perforated line like you do for tickets. Go. That actually looks quite nice, actually. That worked quite well. So that looks good, but maybe if we cut that off, just because it's going to crack anyway. So if we take it off now, yeah, that looks good. So I'm going to put that on. I think we'll sew that on first. Of course, that means that we're going to get the string coming across on this side, but we can cover that later or leave it if it looks okay. So I've got some nice big thread here, but it is white. Now I could either grunge it up with brown to make it grungy, but I think what I might do is run it through this. It's more of a teal color than green per se, but I'm hoping it'll come out green on this. Or if it comes out blue, we will go ahead and put a bit of grunge on it instead. Or we could maybe do both as well. So I've decided we will put brown on it as well, just to see. It might come up with a really nice colour. There we go. I actually do quite enjoy that. That is going to look really nice. Alright, so I am going to very carefully try and make these holes. I am just going to find some cardboard. So I've just got some cardboard to sit underneath, just so that the pokey tool can go all the way through. So I'm just going to put it reasonably in the middle, and then just hope it doesn't, oh, we got a bit of a split, but hopefully it won't split all the way. And then what I might do is kind of zigzag, so that because if I put it in a straight line, it will definitely split all the way. Whereas if I kind of zigzag it, it will, it won't create it split all the way up. Still splitting though. I think it'll be okay. So I'll just see if those all went through to the other side. Yep. So I'm just going to sew this side on first before we go any further, just to make sure that it's going to take the pulling of the string. And I think what I'm going to do is go down beside it. Through just the cover. I might have to poke a separate hole for them, just to make it a little easier. So we have the bark sewn on. I've just left this long in case I don't decide to cover it up. I can use that to make some sort of, make it a bit more pretty. So it does, because I pulled it so tight, lean up a little here, but I don't think that'll matter. Worst case, we can throw a binding around it right at the end. I'm hoping to have it without a closure, but we'll see. So I've printed off some freebies from the Australian store Witchcraft Do You Do. Excellent store for any Australian junk journaler, just brilliant store. So I am going to use these mushroom pictures and probably the numbers as well, because I am a fan of numbers. And just kind of, I was thinking just on the bottom here, but we'll just see where they land after I've cut them out and inked them. So I've decided to put the mushrooms here. I'm hoping the glue will glue it to wood. The glue I've got, I'm pretty sure it does say, it says it's suitable for woods. So we will put them on and see how they go over the course of the series. Got a bit of tea dyed cheesecloth here. I think I'm just going to make like a little bow to put at the top there. So I found another sheet of the green paper, and I'm just going to use stamps to stamp journal across it, and I think I will place that on the middle of the wood here, but we'll just see where it looks nice. So I went out and got some gum nuts, and I think I'm going to sew them to this journal as well. They've been sitting in the sun for a while, so they might be a bit breakable, so I just want to test them out a little first. That one seems okay, so we can find a way maybe to sew it on like that maybe. I'm not sure. Might be easier to sew down one that's flat. I could possibly even glue that one maybe. But again, I'm not sure if that glue would hold it, so I'd rather sew it. I think I'll risk it. Risk the glue, I think, because I like the look of it sitting on the bark. And again, we'll just see how they hold up. Alright, so I'm going to say that's the cover finished. We may come back if I think it's a bit boring, because I'm just not sure about leaving these sides uncovered, but it is a really nice material. So I think we'll leave it like this for now, and I will go ahead and select some papers for the signature. So I've clipped the papers in. Normally if I was doing multiple signatures, sorry guys, it's a little bit windy, hopefully it's not too loud. If I'm doing multiple signatures, I'll do kind of a template to try and line all the strings up, but because it's just one, I've just put all of the spines together at the back, and I will just puncture through the middle 3 holes and do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch that I like to do. And that'll hold all the papers in, and no need to measure or anything, just kind of guess, because once again that's kind of what I'm going for with this journal, is a little bit more messier than neat. Trying to test my limits a little. I'm just going to make a little bit more of that coloured string that we made. So I've just left the strings long. Just again, anywhere you think you would try to neaten it up, I'm trying not to. So I'm just flexing the pages to try and get them all flattened. As you can see, I've gone a little bit too far at the top, but again, that's what we want, so I'm happy with that. And it was perhaps a bit too many pages because it's going to be quite large just once we fill it, but I think we will have to end up putting a tie on it, but I'm thinking maybe I'll do one on the cover, from the inside cover. I'm not sure exactly how, but we'll think of something. So that's all I'm going to do this week. Next week we will make some pockets and cards and flips and just start filling in the pages. Alright, see you next time. Bye guys.